You guys, you're going to love this next comic, but it better be platonically because he's my boyfriend and he's hilarious. Please give it up for Jack Norris.
Folks, keep it going for Emily and Kayla and Anthony and Willa. It is very good to be here. Let me ask you guys something. When Emily said she had a Catholic boyfriend, was this what you pictured? Was this what you pictured? Jesus if he grew up in Tampa, Florida? You know what I mean? Instead of turning water into wine, I turned it into crystal meth. And instead of 12 apostles, I just have a bunch of alligators following me around that I found at a golf course. Are you guys having a good summer? Are we going on vacation? We having a good time? I am not. I tried to go on vacation recently. I was on the plane, and they had to make an emergency landing because somebody was smoking marijuana in the front bathroom. Which is kind of more of a back bathroom activity, but, you know, go off, I guess. And we're sitting on the tarmac for a while. We're waiting for something to happen, and the captain comes on the intercom and goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, we're going to have to cancel this flight. I can no longer medically fly this plane." Because he got contact high from the woman who was smoking weed in the bathroom. And kind of a little bitch, right? Kind of a little bitch move. I don't know if anybody's ever driven high before. It's doable. You're just very paranoid the whole time. You know, like you might as well have just come on the intercom and been like, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Are you guys mad at me?" It's like, we've now reached our cruising altitude. We're still on the ground, have not taken off yet. Like, something to know about me that you probably could already guess by my outfit. I am a swim instructor. Yeah. How many people know how to swim? That's pretty good. Anybody don't know how to swim? That's awesome. Wow. 100% swimmers. That's crazy. You'd be surprised. It's a fun job. I do enjoy it. It's fun working with kids, but sometimes the kids say weird things to me while I'm teaching them how to swim. Right? I had a 5-year-old child come up to me the other day, and she was like, "You look like a man who goes to a hotel with a lady." And that was really nice of her to say. Because no, I don't. You know what I mean? If you see a guy that looks like me taking a lady to a hotel, you should call the police. I'm not a guy that goes to a hotel with a lady. I'm a guy who carries a lady's bags into a hotel and then walks very far away. And then it was really weird because her dad came to pick her up after practice and he looked just like me. So that was really tough. I teach in Brooklyn, and of course that means a lot of parents are going to have maybe a little bit too much fun naming their kids. You got your Khaleesi's, you got your Lokis, a bunch of pop culture names. The most recent one I encountered, I had a white kid named Barack. Did you know you can do that? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. I don't know if that was the change that Obama was talking about, right? That a white couple in Park Slope could name their redhead son Barack Lewis. Like, I don't know. He's got a bright career in politics, I guess. I had another girl, a little 4-year-old girl. Her name was Dune. Yeah, Dune. Like the sci-fi novel adapted into a movie starring Timothée Chalamet, that Dune. We're familiar? And she had a twin sister named Jade. Talk about drawing the fucking short straw. That's like if my name was Jack and my brother's name was Garbage Can. You know? And people, when I tell that joke, people are like, "Jack, ease up," right? Like, you know, maybe her parents are just really big fans of the series. And I get that, right? It's fun to name your kids after things you like. But, like, why not name her after one of the characters from the novel, right? Like, for example, I like Game of Thrones. But I'm not going to come up to you and be like, "Hey, I'd love for you to meet my son. A Song of Ice and Fire. He's going to be the Pope someday." It's crazy. But the weirdest name I've encountered by far might not be one you expect. It was a 4-year-old boy, and his name was Guy Schwartz. Hey, why would you do that to your kid? Your last name is Schwartz and your name is Guy? That's not a 4-year-old child's name. That is a 75-year-old man with a YMCA membership that he just uses for the steam room. And I felt bad making fun of this kid, right? Because that's his real name. That's his real legal government name. And I just felt bad. And then he came to practice, and he was kind of like a tiny little old man. And so I didn't feel bad anymore. He showed up in these like wool pajamas that I've never seen anyone wear into a swimming pool before. And he would talk like a little old man too when I took him to go kicking, you know? Like I would take him and we would go kicking. He'd be like, I can only kick for 5 minutes. Because he has no concept of time. And it was just weird. And I like to tell jokes to the kids, right? Because stage time these days, you know, you get it where you can. And so I was telling jokes one day, and Guy stops me in the middle of one, and he's like, you need to stop it with the jokes. He goes, your jokes are bad. And I tried to level with him. I was like, Guy, what if I told you I was a comedian? And he looked me dead in the eyes, and he was like, listen to me. You will never be a successful comedian. Yeah, he said it with so much conviction, it was like he knew something I didn't. It was very weird, and it made me uncomfortable, so I did drown him. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't drown him, but I did write this joke 2 years ago, and a couple weeks ago, Guy came back to class. He like left for a while, and he came back, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, Guy, dude. I have a joke about you that does okay at open mics. Like, I was so excited to see him, but when he walked in, he looked at me funny. And I was like, Guy, do you remember who I am? And he goes, not at all, not at all. So I'm here to say that dementia is tough and it affects millions of Americans every year, and we should really do something about it. Let's see. Some dad talk tonight. Some dad talk. I got a dad. He's been pretty homophobic for much of his life. When I was a kid, he used to demonstrate to me why being homosexual was wrong by taking 2 puzzle pieces and taking the outer edges and sort of mashing them together. And by the way, like, they have workarounds. That's not the only way to do it. And also, puzzle pieces don't have foreskin, so I don't really know, you know, I've considered docking, and there's ways around it, but, and then I got older, right, and he would be like, there's nothing, there's nothing holy about anal sex, and I was like, Dad, straight people have anal sex, and he was like, not any straight couples I know, and I was like, they're just not telling you. There's a reason you've been divorced 3 times, and that reason is his first wife cheated on him, then he was a bad husband, then the 3rd wife cheated on him. I will leave you with this. He was homophobic for a long time, and then about 2 months ago, that all changed because he died. And he could not be homophobic anymore because he was dead. And before I continue, I'm okay. It's fine. Please don't come up to me and be like, I'm sorry about your dad. That's like coming up to me if I bombed and being like, good set, you know? I don't need that. But he passed away, and I was really, you know, grief is a tough thing. I never really encountered it before, and I cried when I found out, and obviously, like, you know, I had trouble crying after that, right? And even at the funeral, the tears weren't flowing, and so I was like wondering if there was something wrong with me. And then a month later, I'm at a concert in Manhattan. It's June 1st. It's the first day of Pride Month, and One World Trade Center, the point of it, had red lights, and they turned to rainbow color for Pride Month, and I started crying. And my friend who was with me was like, oh my God, Jack, are you okay? And I was like, it's just, my dad would have hated that. Folks, that is going to do it for me.